My name is Melissa Miller. I'm a 33-year-old part-time working mom. I live with my husband, Jason, who is 2 years older than me, and our 2-year-old daughter, Emma. One day, my parents invited me to a delayed celebratory lunch for Emma's birth. Due to the pandemic, we hadn't gathered as a family for a few years, so I was genuinely happy about their invitation. Since Jason had a business trip that day, I decided to bring Emma along and headed to the restaurant my parents had reserved. In hindsight, that was the turning point. For some reason, at the restaurant, I saw Jason, who was supposed to be on a business trip, along with my sister, Maria, and Maria's daughter, Michelle. The three of them were casually chatting about something I could hardly believe.
As planned, we'll take care of the annoying wife and kid tomorrow. Don't worry. Our plan is flawless. It will definitely succeed, and the money will be ours for sure. So relax and wait for it. Once Melissa's gone, we will get married right away. Don't worry. We can pay for the wedding and honeymoon with her insurance money.
Finally, we'll be together. I'm so excited. Oh, and let's buy a new house with her insurance money too. Michelle, we'll get you new toys, okay? Start thinking about what you want.
Yay! A toy. Hey, does that mean I can call you Dad outside now?
Of course. We'll always be together. You can call me Dad as much as you want, and we'll live together from now on. I'm doing my best tomorrow just for that.
The three of them seemed to be having a blast with their conversation. Even though they were in a private room, their voices carried into our neighboring private room where we could hear every word. From their conversation, we understood the gist of what was going on and decided to take action against them. I pulled out my phone and started contacting people I knew one by one. Deciding to stay ahead of them, we pushed Jason out of our minds for the moment and focused on enjoying the lunch. At least that's what I tried to do. But I couldn't stop thinking about Jason and Maria. The realization that Michelle, who I had thought of as an adorable niece, was actually Jason's secret child was particularly shocking. Jason worked in sales at a large corporation, earning an above-average income. Although he wasn't especially handsome, he paid attention to his appearance and always looked presentable. Jason and I had met through work, and this year marked our 6th year of marriage. Looking back, Jason had always been oddly attentive to my sister Maria.
Melissa, your sister Maria is super cute. She's still in college, right?
Yes, she is. She's cute, isn't she? I wonder what her plans are after graduation. I haven't heard if she's received any job offers yet.
If a cute girl like Maria were in my office, I'd be super motivated at work. Man, I'm already jealous of whoever gets to work with her.
What is that supposed to mean? You sound like some old guy obsessed with younger girls, Jason.
Do not call me old. I'm an only child, so I've never experienced having siblings. But once I married you, Maria technically became my sister, right? I should start practicing how to be a big brother.
What are you even talking about? Stop being silly and focus. Jason's mood noticeably lifted whenever he saw Maria's appearance. I think he even let his guard down, his expression almost goofy. But I didn't pay much attention to it because most men reacted that way around Maria anyway. I even felt a bit sorry for her. And then we got married. A while later, an incident occurred.
Melissa, it's terrible. Maria says she's pregnant.
What? Pregnant?
Yes, but Maria insists she is not dating anyone. She says she knows who the father is, but doesn't want to burden him. So she's planning to have the baby and raise it alone.
What? Panicked, I received a call from my mother and rushed to my parents' house with Jason. Maria, what happened? How can you suddenly be pregnant?
Melissa, it's not your concern. Mom, Dad, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I won't bother anyone.
No, Maria, this is serious. You didn't get pregnant on your own, so we need to figure this out.
Exactly, Maria. We're shocked, but the father must take responsibility. Who is he?
Yeah. Who is the guy who did this to our precious daughter?
It's just.
I know it is hard to talk about, but let me ask. Were you involved in some kind of crime or something?
A crime? No. It's not like that at all. I'm fine. I know who the father is, but I can't tell him. It would only burden him. So I've decided not to contact him.
What? But Maria, realistically, you're living at home and working part-time. Do you really think you can raise a child alone? Can you promise you won't rely on mom and dad at all?
Well, that is. But I.
Surely, Maria herself was confused. Her eyes wavered as she looked around at me and our parents. At that moment, Jason stepped in to defend Maria.
Hey, Melissa, don't keep saying such harsh things to Maria. Can't you see she's confused? Poor thing. She's shaken up by this sudden situation, and yet you're blaming her like this. Susan, please consider Maria's feelings more.
Well, but we've already heard how Maria feels, right? She said she'll have the baby on her own and raise it by herself. We're asking how exactly she plans to do that. Well, maybe we asked too much all at once. Sorry. I was just shocked to hear it so suddenly. I never thought Maria would become a mother before me. When I said that half-jokingly, Maria murmured, "I'm sorry." Huh? Why are you apologizing, Maria?
Because you're infertile, sis. And yet, I'm the only one who got pregnant first. I felt sorry that you haven't yet.
Wait, what? Infertile? Me? Where did that come from?
Is that not true?
Maria and I stared at each other, dumbfounded. Where on earth did she get the idea that I'm infertile?
Well, sure, Melissa and I don't have kids yet, but we're still newlyweds. We have plenty of time to have kids, so don't worry about it at all, Maria. Yeah.
Well, Jason,
Anyway, we need to discuss what is ahead more thoroughly. It's okay. I'll help as much as I can. Right, Melissa? After all, we're family.
Well, yeah. While feeling suspicious of Jason's sudden and odd behavior in taking control of the conversation, we held a family meeting to discuss Maria's pregnancy and future plans. Looking back now, I realize that Jason was so desperate because he knew the baby in Maria's womb was his own child. He was defending Maria to protect his illegitimate child. Could it be that Jason was the one who fed Maria the lie that I'm infertile? Thinking about it, Jason and Maria's illicit relationship must have started around the same time we got married. They really have made a complete fool out of me. And this time, their relationship and plan have been exposed. Because they believe they're completely safe. This is what happens. Hey, my parents invited me to a delayed celebratory lunch for the birth of our child. It's on this day. How about it?
That day is a bit. I have a day-long business trip. Sorry. Enjoy it for me. Also, send my regards to your parents.
Jason glanced at his smartphone to check the date I mentioned and replied just like that. So I decided to enjoy the lunch without hesitation with Emma. My parents had booked a cozy, hidden-away restaurant. The space was partitioned by walls, giving it a semi-private room feel.
I've been interested in this restaurant since I found it online. I thought you would absolutely love it, Melissa.
It's got a lovely atmosphere. I also invited Maria, but she said she'd pass because she promised to spend the whole day playing with Michelle.
She's really getting the hang of being a mom. We were chatting peacefully like that when I noticed the shadows of people coming and going from the neighboring private room and the voices leaking through. It seemed that Jason, Maria, and Michelle were there. What? Why are they here? He said he had a business trip today. Despite my muttering, the three next door were enjoying their conversation and meal like a real family. That's when I heard the initial statements.
Jason, thank you for bringing us to such a lovely restaurant. I bet Melissa and they are celebrating at some cheap family diner anyway.
Glad you're happy. Today is a pre-celebration. She probably believes I'm on a business trip. Her gullibility really makes things easier.
Mom. Uncle Jason. This is yummy.
Michelle, today you can call Uncle Jason Daddy. Just for today.
Really? Yay! Daddy. Daddy.
Oh, my own child is so adorable. I really regret not being able to watch Michelle's growth around the clock.
But usually it's really tough, you know? I always have to remind her not to accidentally call you Daddy. If she looks like she's about to, I pinch her.
What? You don't have to go that far. Well, but yeah, it'd be bad if we got found out. Yeah?
That is right. But that patience will end today or tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow, I'll get rid of the wife and kid who are in the way of our happiness. My plan is perfect. Maria, Michelle, you can rest easy.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's use my sister's insurance money to buy a new house. I'm so tired of living at my parents' place. Lately, Mom and Dad have been so overbearing about Michelle, and it's so annoying.
Yay! I get to be with Mom and Dad forever.
If this isn't a nightmare, then what is? Dad was completely furious and looked like he was about to storm into the next room at any moment. Meanwhile, Mom quickly pulled out her phone and pressed it against the wall to record their entire conversation for evidence. Emma, still too young to understand, remained blissfully unaware of what was happening. Listening to Jason and Maria's unbelievably foolish conversation was giving me a headache. All the care and consideration we'd extended to Maria as a single mother suddenly felt utterly pointless and ridiculous. I took a deep breath and reset my thoughts. I exchanged a glance with my parents, ensuring we were all on the same page. Then I grabbed my phone and took immediate action, laying down as much groundwork as I could. For now, let's just eat. Even though it was supposed to be a special lunch, I could barely taste the food, and it was all Jason and Maria's fault. As soon as we finished lunch, we dispersed and started making every preparation we could for Jason's so-called tomorrow. Before I knew it, the next day had arrived. Nothing happened during the day, but by the evening, Jason approached me nervously.
Hey, wasn't it my turn to give Emma her bath today? Is she still napping? I mean, if she has been asleep this long, won't she have trouble sleeping later?
Oh yeah, that's right. It is your turn. But don't worry. Didn't I mention it? It's sudden, but I arranged for a babysitter to take care of Emma tonight.
What?
When we went out for a walk earlier, I dropped her off. Didn't you notice? I didn't say anything, but still. How can you say that? As her dad, don't you think you should show more interest in your daughter? Instead, you only bother to ask when it's your turn to take care of her.
Well, I just assumed you were looking after her. And anyway, if you were going to leave her with a babysitter, you could have told me beforehand. You surprised me.
Oh, really? Well, whatever. The reason I left Emma with the babysitter today is that I wanted us, just the adults, to have a talk. Now, can you take a look at this? I pulled out divorce papers with my name on them and placed them in front of him. Jason's eyes widened to the point where they looked like they might fall out.
What is this? Divorce papers? Why all of a sudden?
Why? Are you telling me you have absolutely no idea? Not even the slightest clue? As I pressed him, Jason visibly panicked. Clearly, this wasn't part of his plan. Being confronted with divorce papers must have caught him completely off guard. I let out a deep sigh.
How could I have any clue? We've been fine, haven't we? As a family, as a couple, we've been getting along without any major problems, right? So why all of a sudden? Do you have some complaint about me? Please explain.
Huh? You're sticking to that, huh? Jason, I already know. I know about your affair with Maria.
What? Me having an affair with Maria? That's ridiculous.
You're going to play dumb. If this is an act, I have to say, it's impressive. I'll give you credit for that. So, let me ask you. Where were you yesterday? What were you doing?
Yesterday? Like I said, I was on a business trip.
Oh, a business trip, huh? So, seeing you at that restaurant with Maria and Michelle, was that just a coincidence? Did you all just happen to run into each other on your trip and decide to have lunch together? When I mentioned the name of the restaurant I'd gone to yesterday, Jason sucked in a sharp breath. I pressed on. It was supposed to be a quiet and lovely lunch at the charming restaurant, but you and Maria ruined it. You were talking so loudly that we could hear you clear through the walls. I'm sure the restaurant staff wasn't happy about it either. You seemed awfully cozy, far too much for just in-laws, don't you think?
Wait, you were at that restaurant yesterday? I thought you'd be at some cheap diner.
I already told you I was there, in the private room right next to yours. It was a celebration for the birth of our child. So obviously, my parents wouldn't settle for a cheap diner. Oh, and by the way, I confirmed with your company. You weren't on a business trip yesterday. Your boss seemed quite puzzled when I asked.
You contacted my company?
Of course I did. I couldn't understand why you'd lie about a business trip just to spend time with Maria and Michelle. But now it's clear. You've been having an affair with Maria all along, right? And Michelle is your illegitimate child. Based on her age, your relationship with Maria must have started around the time we got married.
Melissa, you already know everything, don't you? About what I was planning to do to you and Emma. Because you overheard our conversation yesterday, right?
Yes, I know. Mom recorded everything too. You planned to kill me and Emma to get the money. What a stupid plan. I sneered at Jason, who glared at me bitterly. I had expected him to keep up the act for a little longer, but the moment he realized I knew about the affair, he gave up trying to hide it. Jason began to double down, his attitude completely shifting.
Because, what else could I do? If anyone compared you to Maria, they'd obviously choose Maria. If only I'd met her sooner, I would have married her instead. You were jealous of Maria, weren't you? That's why you avoided introducing her to me until the last minute. You didn't want me to fall for her.
Huh? That thought never even crossed my mind. I mean, who would think that their husband would cheat with their own sister? Let alone conspire with her to get rid of me and Emma. I threw a stack of printed documents at Jason. They were printed evidence of the murder plan he had so foolishly left on our shared family computer. And what's with this pathetic excuse for a murder plan? Is this some kind of joke? Why on earth would you save the details on a shared family computer? Did you really think I wouldn't find it? And you didn't even bother deleting your search history. Insurance fraud murder methods. How to collect life insurance discreetly. Steps to receive insurance money. How desperate for money can you be? It's blatantly obvious you were planning to kill me for my insurance payout. How stupid can you be?
I had to research it properly. I mean, I've never done anything like this before.
Like I'd ever let there be a second time. This is so ridiculous. I'm going to read it out loud for you. First, You leave Emma alone in the bathroom to make it look like an accident. Then you rush to me in a panic, saying, Emma drowned in the bathtub. She's unresponsive. And get me to come to the bathroom. In my frantic state, I rush to the bathroom. But in my haste, I don't notice that you've deliberately made the floor slippery with soap. I slip, hit my head, and conveniently die on my own. If that didn't kill me, you'd drown me in the tub and make it look like I fell and hit my head. What kind of absurd, luck-dependent plan is this? How many times do you think I'd conveniently trip? It's downright ridiculous. Even modern sitcoms have better plots than this. And then you'd play the grieving husband and collect the insurance money? Huh. You don't even have the guts to carry it out yourself, yet you came up with this nonsense plan.
Bug.
Jason's face turned bright red. At least he still had some sense of shame left. Do you honestly think I'd want to stay with a moronic husband who came up with a plan like this? I want a divorce right now, and I'm going to demand alimony and child support too.
What? Alimony? Child support? That's impossible. Why should I have to pay? And if we get divorced, I can't even get the insurance money.
Of course you can't. You're the one at fault here. And don't worry. I'm going to make sure Maria pays her share of alimony too. Oh, and about that insurance money you're so fixated on, I'm already in the process of changing the beneficiary. There's no way you're getting a dime.
What? Damn it. What am I supposed to tell Maria and Michelle?
Just tell them the truth. Say your affair and murder plot got exposed. Though, if that happens, Maria might dump you too. Maria's still in her 20s, and she's always been the type to quickly lose interest. Oh, and she might start demanding child support from you as well. I'm sure you've been secretly giving her money anyway, right? At my words, Jason hung his head, but then suddenly lashed out in an unexpected way.
This is all your fault. Everything. It's because of you, you worthless woman.
What?
Always talking back. Just shut up and die, so you can at least be useful to me.
Jason swung his fist at me. I dodged, but the sudden movement caused me to lose my balance and fall. Jason wasted no time, and he straddled me and wrapped his hands around my neck. Let go of me.
Shut up. You're in my way. You're ruining our happiness. Die here and be useful for once. Don't worry. Emma will be joining you soon enough.
Jason screamed, his eyes bloodshot with rage. Even in this dire situation, all I could think about was how disgusting it felt to have his spit land on my face. The pressure on my neck increased. I couldn't match the raw strength of a man determined to end me. At that moment, the door burst open with a loud bang.
This way, officer. My daughter's husband is attacking her. Please help.
You bastard. Finally showing your true colors, huh? Get away from Melissa.
What? Susan? Tom? Why are you here?
In walked my parents, followed closely by a breathless police officer. The officer quickly assessed the situation and pried Jason off me, pinning him to the floor in a swift, practiced motion.
We received a report and came immediately. This doesn't seem like a typical marital dispute. We'll need to take you in for questioning.
Ugh. No, I didn't do anything. I swear, my wife suddenly brought up divorce, and things got heated. That's all.
And that led to you strangling her? Even if it was impulsive, it is clear you had murderous intent.
Supported by my parents, I sat up, coughing. My back and waist throbbed with pain from the struggle.
Are you okay, Melissa? I'm so glad we got here in time.
Mom said, whispering, though we were timing it carefully. I glanced down and saw that my phone, tucked in my hoodie pocket, was still on a call. Then, in rushed the next wave of uninvited guests.
Wait, Maria? Michelle? What are you doing here?
Jason, our affair's been exposed. Not just to my parents, but to all the relatives. What should I do? Help me, Jason.
It's been a while, Jason. The last time we met was during Christmas holidays, wasn't it?
That's right. Remember me? I'm Melissa and Maria's father's sister, and this gentleman here is their mother's brother. After cornering Maria and questioning her with the whole family, she confessed everything. So you've been deceiving all of us this whole time. We felt sorry for Maria as a single mother and went out of our way to help her. What fools we've been.
I already said I'm sorry. It's not like I wanted to get pregnant on purpose, and I honestly thought Melissa was infertile like Jason said. I mean, she hadn't had a kid for so long, but now she suddenly has one, and Emma isn't even cute compared to my child.
You've got some nerve. Maria's brazen outburst stunned not just me and my parents, but also the relatives flanking her on either side. Jason looked at Maria with an expression of utter despair.
May I come in?
Scott, I'm sorry about the commotion. Please come in.
Now who's this?
This is the lawyer I hired. I've been consulting with him in case you tried to fight the divorce. Though I didn't expect to need him for an attempted murder situation. I exaggeratedly rubbed my neck and lower back for effect, watching the color drain from Jason's face as his breathing quickened.
That was just an attempt. You're being so dramatic as usual.
Oh, really? And isn't it dramatic for you to resort to violence just because I filed for divorce when you clearly know you're in the wrong?
Well, this could potentially be considered attempted murder and assault.
What? I said it was just an attempt. You stopped me, didn't you? I didn't actually do anything.
Jason yelled desperately, clearly unwilling to admit defeat. I was about to let it go, thinking there was no point in pressing him further. But then Michelle's innocent voice broke the tension.
Huh? Uncle Jason, Daddy. Did you fail? Does that mean we can't be together anymore?
Michelle.
But Daddy, you've always said you wished Aunt Melissa would just go away, or better yet, that she'd die. If Aunt Melissa dies, we can all live together, right? We'd get that insurance money. And Mommy would be so happy, wouldn't she?
Michelle, stop it right now.
Are you going to pinch me again? No. Why? Why did you fail? I thought if we could be together, Mommy wouldn't pinch or hit me anymore. Daddy, you made a murder plan for Aunt Melissa and Emma, didn't you? So why didn't it work?
Michelle.
Stop it. Don't say anything more.
Jason and Maria's desperate screams echoed in vain. It was clear that Michelle didn't truly understand what she was saying. She was merely repeating conversations she had overheard from her parents.
Well, then, why don't we head to the station for a proper chat?
Ugh, please wait. Melissa, forgive me. Stop this, please. I'll apologize, I swear.
If you have time to apologize, how about signing these divorce papers first? I can't stand being married to you for even one more second. I thrust the divorce papers toward Jason again, ignoring his pleas. Realizing I wouldn't relent, Jason finally slumped his shoulders in defeat. Holding the signed divorce papers in hand, I watched as Jason and Maria were led away. In the end, my husband, or rather ex-husband, was not prosecuted. I chose to settle out of court, mainly for Emma's future, and to ensure child support and alimony payments were strictly enforced. How did I ensure that? By enlisting the help of my supportive relatives. Jason lost his job, and Maria spent her days crying and playing the victim. Jason's parents apologized profusely, stating they would cut ties with him and let me handle things however I saw fit. Jason apparently wanted to reconcile, but with a restraining order in place, that was impossible. I heard that the jobs the relatives arranged for Jason and Maria are in extremely grueling physical labor environments. There's no entertainment allowed, and they can't even bring their smartphones. Their wages were garnished to cover alimony and child support payments. Rumor had it that, at times, they even resorted to selling their bodies to scrape together money. Fittingly, both Jason and Maria now had life insurance policies taken out on them, just as they had planned to do with me and Emma. It seems the two of them live in constant fear, utterly exhausted every day. They haven't even realized that the beneficiary of their life insurance policies is their own child, Michelle, who was adopted by distant relatives. To them, their child was never more than just that, a mere tool. At the very least, I prayed for my niece's happiness. As for me, I resolved to continue doing my best for Emma. Thankfully, I had plenty of allies to support me.